What is going on, my beautiful people, man? I'm having an amazing day today. I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. In this video, we are going to talk about why it is the most important thing in your life to put God number one, and how that can absolutely change your life, and how it's absolutely going to catapult you into becoming the best possible person that you can be. So currently, right now, I am reading this book called The Power of Now, and it is one of the craziest books I've ever read in my life. And I've really just been viewing it from a lens of how it really helps me get closer to God and shows me how to get closer to God, why it is so important for every single one of us to get closer to God. And some things have been happening to me that have shown me how freaking amazing it is once we start putting God first. And I really want you to pick up on this so that you can change your life completely. You can become your best person. You can become the best person that you can show up for everybody in your life. And you can handle and be able to do whatever you want to do, your craft, anything to the best of your ability. So a lot of the times we have a hard time living in the current moment because a lot of times we don't trust God. So in this book, he talks about being able to live in the here and now. The Power of Now talks about how to live in the here and now. And for us to get here, it's not easy because we're always worrying about something in the future. We're upset about something in the past. Somebody didn't treat us right. Or we're just not grateful for the moment, grateful for the day. Or we're just thinking about something in the future. Like, we just have so many thoughts running in our mind that it's so hard to get into the here and now. If you catch yourself, if you focus on being able to see where your thoughts are going, a lot of the times you're not going to be able to be in the here and now. You're not going to feel yourself right here, right now. And I never really realized how crazy it is, the fact that we don't do this. The fact that I have so much more to grow in being able to enjoy the moments. But a lot of times we're just pushing off our happiness, pushing off our joy, pushing off everything that we can have and experience in the here and now because we think it's going to happen in the future, or we think that we have to have all of our ducks in a row for that to be able to happen. But this book has just opened my mind completely. And here's the thing. I'm going to talk about where I really saw this. So I was reading this book 2 days ago. I was reading this book and I was reading it, and it was opening my mind. There was literally just it was so much that I really wanted to read it. My girlfriend even said, I normally don't read books all in one go like that, but I was reading it. I didn't finish it completely, but I was reading it all in that one day when I first started. And I get to this point in the book where he's talking about the presence and being able to stay present. So here's the thing. He says that if you are living in the here and now, one of the ways to really measure it is how joyous you are. He says it is impossible to be in the here and now and not be joyous and happy. Because if you're thinking about something in the future, of course you're not going to be happy. But if you're joyous right here in the moment, you're going to be happy. And I was thinking about this, and you think about it, because for this book, what I really saw it from, the lens I saw it from, is being in the moment is being in God's presence. That's what it is for me. Being in God's presence. If we are in God's presence, if we trust God, we know He's going to work everything together for good for those who love Him. And in Thy presence is fullness of joy. If you're in His presence, it is impossible not to have fullness of joy. Now, I know that might sound crazy. It's okay, well, I have all these things to worry about. How am I supposed to have fullness of joy? And it might even sound crazy, because I was thinking about this, and I was okay, well, what if I'm getting mugged at gunpoint? Is it possible to have that fullness of joy, to have that continual fullness of joy? But you think about it. If you know that you might die right here, but God is going to work this together for good, even your death for good, and you've done everything that you He has it all under control. It might sound like the craziest thing to you right now, but the more that we realize that God's going to work everything together for good for those who love Him. I've been doing these meditations that literally just put me into this state of knowing, God, I love you. God, thank you for this. God, you work everything together for good. I've seen Him work. And now I know that even in the bigger things, He's going to work it together for good. Not saying that I know for sure that I'm going to live. Of course, I'm going to hope and pray that God helps me live in that moment. But knowing that even if I don't, God's going to continue to work for good. It reminds me of the story of Daniel, where he and his 3 friends get thrown into a fire by a king because the king was bitter. And they just continue to praise God and say that, our God is going to save us from this fire. But even if He doesn't, we will continue to praise the name. That is powerful, and that is something that we can have. We have that available to us. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday as He is today, as He is forever. And if we can even have joy when we're freaking at gunpoint and something like that, if you're in the presence of Him, you know Him, you trust Him, you can have the fullness of joy. Now, that is an extreme example. I'm not saying that that's going to be very easy, but it is available to every single one of us. Whether you have nothing right now, you're freaking homeless, you have that joy available to you. So he was talking about this, and not just that, he says also the best way to measure how, for the quote that he uses in there is enlightened you are, but basically for me, how much you're in God's presence is to be able to see how much you can hold it when things are challenging you, when there's things that are like hard for you that might not be the easiest thing to be able to hold that presence in. Now that could be like you get into a car accident and something happens like that. Now that's an extreme example, so you don't even have to think about it like that, but you can think about it like, let's say you're going out and you feel kind of, you might find it hard to talk to somebody because you're thinking about yourself, you're thinking about how they're going to see you and all that stuff. For you, that is a challenge. For us, that can be a challenge to have to go do that because we're thinking about ourselves. But once we start putting God first, all of a sudden it changes it, and we put ourselves into God's presence, and it becomes easier to do that thing. All of a sudden, when somebody comes up to you, maybe they start talking trash to you, maybe they start poking at your insecurities. If you can maintain a presence and still have a happy, fun, joyous time, laugh about it, and you can stay in the presence of God, that is how you test if you are close with God. The more that we get closer, the more that we can push it more and more. And I've really damn seen that. And the crazy part is, when I was reading the book, he talked about how it's basically a light or a fire that you're starting on yourself. It's a fire that you're starting on yourself, and you're getting engaged in being able to start the fire of the presence by being able to be in the here and now. But not only that, when you're in the here and now with God, you're able to have joy because you know how good God is. And you're able to have love, you're able to have peace, you're able to have all that good stuff. And it just unleashes it. It unleashes it on your day. It's crazy because he says with that, you have that love, joy, and peace. Well, at least this is where I came to with it. On a day-to-day basis, you have this love, joy, and peace. You start your own fire with God. For me, I do it with the meditations. Man, I love those meditations so much. Basically, I just go in there and I start thinking about the love of the Lord. I think about the joy of the Lord. I have these guided meditations I found on YouTube, and it really fosters it in the morning. And my fire gets started, and I see for the rest of my day, I will go in, and anybody that I'm meeting, the fire will be started for them. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, so damn much, man. Because I'll go talk to my girlfriend, and that fire will be started. I'm gonna tell y'all how crazy this really is. But I'll start the fire and I start spreading it to my girl and stuff like that. And I've really seen that's the best way to really just for us to share in the love of the Lord. She might not be exactly. She might have a lot of stuff going on. She might not be exactly there in terms of studying the Bible or getting into this kind of stuff right now. But I can still spread the love of the Lord by just doing that, by spreading that, by having it on myself, having that fire started. And we can do that for other people in our life. But the crazy part is, he said that once you have that fire started, this is in the book, The Power of Now. He said, once you have that fire started on yourself, and the more that you can get it going, the more that you can spread it to other people, the more that you can spread that fire to other people. It's absolutely crazy. You can just spread it to them, and you can give them a fire that even when you leave, they have a desire to continue to have that fire, to continue to have that, because you're showing them what it's like to live life in presence, in joy, in love, and you're experiencing it yourself, so you're giving it to them. Most people will never see that in their life. They will not see anybody that has that joy and love in their life that from the Lord. But if you can start your fire, it starts to foster somebody else's fire, get it going, and it's absolutely crazy. You start to share in that. You start to bring other people up. And the brighter your fire burns, you're not going to get pulled down by somebody else's fire, by somebody else trying to pull your fire down, because yours is so strong. And that's the crazy part. The more that I'm seeing this with my girlfriend, sometimes she will get a little bit upset about something, or she'll kind of how people sometimes they'll go back, be in a little mood and they'll try to bring your mood down a little bit. But the more that I've gotten my fire started, my girl will be over there and she'll be in a mood, and she'll be trying to say whatever, get a little bit upset about anything. And now my fire is so damn bright, it's just I'm laughing about it. I'm like, oh, you're so cute, man. I love you so much. You're so amazing. And I'm just sitting there laughing about it with her and just letting her have her space. And I'm seeing instantly a lot faster than it was before. She would come and be like, oh, I'm sorry about that. And she would start to easily get more into that, having fun, having joy, and sharing in that with me. And it's the best thing possible. If you're dealing with anybody, or if you want to continue to share that with other people and start other people's fires, this is the best way to do it. Be so strong in the Lord that nobody can break your frame of reality in God. Now, not only this, right after I read that, the next day, I'm gonna go to church, and my girlfriend, she ends up not being able to go. She woke up a little bit late. She was not able to go, and there's nothing wrong with that. I was like, okay, you're good. Just sleep in. You're all right. I've been there before. You're perfectly fine. And I let her. She's at the apartment, and I go over there to go to church. I go to church, and whatchamacallit, I'm driving on the freaking to the road on there, and this is crazy because like I'm really seeing the power of the presence of God and how much I'm sometimes not in that presence. Because I was driving on the road, and on this road that we go to this church, there's a lot of like beautiful freaking trees coming down there. But this book had been talking about being able to be in the present moment here and now with that being, and I started to be conscious of when my thoughts were going elsewhere, when my thoughts kept going outward or like just going to places that they shouldn't have been going at the moment. And while I was like coming to those trees, I started thinking about stuff, and I'm thinking about like, I don't know, like the people that I've learned from in the past, and it's just like going elsewhere instead of taking in the moment of seeing these beauty of these trees and stuff like that. And I caught myself like halfway through, and I'm like, oh shoot, like I'm already halfway through these trees, and I try to bring myself back to the present moment. I do, and I'm really able to see like, okay, I'm just gonna take this in. I'm just gonna be thankful to God for all this and have joy right now. Try my best to have joy and be at peace right now. And I start taking it all in, and you just see how much your mind really goes towards like other things, and how much it is kind of tough to be able to be in the present moment. Because okay, first I walk into the church. I get to the church. I'm walking into the church, and they freaking hand me a damn candle. They hand me a damn candle. And I'm like, oh, I don't know what the candle's gonna be for or anything like that, but I'm like, oh, like that's pretty damn interesting. But I go and I walk to my seat, and one of the ladies is there. She's like, oh, for one, like they lead you to your seat, and I'm like, yeah, for one. And I go over there to where she's leading me, and she leads me to these people. We're currently doing freaking music, so everybody's standing up. She leads me in between these two people, and there's like two seats between them, but either one I'm gonna have to sit next to somebody. And it's funny because like even in that moment, my mind goes to, oh shoot, like I don't know who I'm gonna sit next to, or I don't want to sit too close to them. I don't want them to feel like I'm sitting too close to them or nothing like that. And it's the funniest thing, but our mind sometimes goes to that because I'm sitting there and we're standing up, we're doing worship, and instead of thinking about taking in this moment of this beautiful music, everybody's there and being able to just be in the moment, I'm thinking about like where I'm gonna sit at that time. But because I've been learning about this, I catch myself and I bring myself back to the moment, and I'm like, no, I don't need to worry about that. Like God has it all under control. That's the power of it. Knowing that God has it all under control. And it's such a small thing, but it's just saying like, I don't gotta worry about that. Like I'm gonna be okay. I can sit wherever I want. I can do whatever I want. I could literally just kind of like, God will lead you the more that you shut off your thinking, the more that you shut off your emotions that are leading you. And I'm not saying to be totally void of it, but just allowing yourself to put it towards good stuff that it really needs to be thinking about. And in that moment, I'm like, okay, like, no, I'm just going to enjoy this. And I was able to get back and just enjoy the moment of listening to that music. Of course, you just sit down, you do your thing. And then, the pastor starts talking, and he's up there, he's talking about stuff. But it's crazy because out of all the things that this pastor could have talked about, he started talking about God and Jesus wanting us to have peace, wanting us to literally be at peace. He talks about how Jesus wants us to have shalom, which is peace be with you. Peace be with you. And what that means is Jesus wants us to have that peace that transcends all understanding. And he literally is up there, he's talking about it, and he's like, this is available to every single one of us. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you are. If you know that it's available to you, you can get into the peace of God that transcends all understanding. It might not make sense how you can have lost a child, how you can have, have no job, you lost your job, somebody's treating you terribly, and still have peace. But he continues to talk about it, just saying that it is possible through Jesus, not through our own able to figure everything out, or we don't need everything to be perfect. We don't need to have everything to work out for us, have no problems. Instead of trying to have no problems, try to bring God into the problems. Try to bring Jesus into the day, into ourselves, to be able to have that peace despite that. And it's absolutely crazy because he gives an amazing sermon on that thing, and I'm blown away by it. I'm just like, literally, I was just laughing and chuckling in the damn sermon because like God was speaking straight to me, and I started just like looking up and like, God, you're so good, you're so amazing to me. Y'all know that feeling, man. But then at the end of the service, the pastor's done, and he's like, all right, we're gonna go ahead and we'll go around and we'll light your candles right now to end off the service. I'm like, light our candles? Like, what's up with that? Like, what are we gonna do? And they have somebody at the ends of the aisles. I'm sitting more towards the middle, but at the ends of the aisles, and they come light the candles at the end, and then the person at the end will turn and light the next person's candle. So this person in front of me, in front of my aisle, there's people that light their candle up on the side, but they didn't have anybody on my aisle start lighting it up. So they go one by one, they start turning and lighting up candles, and then they get to the people in front of me, and I'm like, oh, I guess I would just ask them. Tap on the girl's shoulder, she turns, and I'm like, can you light this? And she lights it, and then I light the fire of the person to my right, and then I light the fire of the girl to my left, and all of a sudden we're lighting up, and they go and turn it up. They go to turn other people's lights up, and then we start doing this little scene at the end of the lighting of the candle. All of a sudden, they ask us to pick up our candles, and it's so damn amazing just being in that moment. The person that was on my left, I guess they blew out their candle accidentally. They needed to turn back to me, asked me to light the candle up. I light it up again. And I'm just like really taking it in. You look and you see all these candles like in this church. It's so damn beautiful. And I'm just like, I'm getting emotional, man. I'm getting very emotional. And at the end of all this, the pastor comes back up and he's like, we want to thank you guys for this service. Like, we don't normally get a candlelight service like this, and it's just so beautiful. And funny enough, like, think about this, guys. Y'all weren't able to light your own candle. You needed somebody else to come and light your candle. You needed help to light your own fire. Think about that as we go into this next week coming up. And it's so amazing because that is literally what I had learned. And it was like God had set this whole thing up for me personally. Like, he was just talking to me with this. Being able to light your fire helps you light other people's fires, helps you get them started, helps you be able to, because you're just burning so bright. And he talked about this too. He's like, isn't it funny how like this candle is so fragile? You can even blow it out by just simply like breathing on it. But the more that you light your fire, the more that it gets strong. Like, if you have a strong fire, it's just so strong, it cannot be blown out by nothing. It cannot be blown out by nothing, and you can light so many other people's fires with that. And that's really what I've seen in my life in terms of with my girl. She cannot blow out my fire by being in a little bit of a mood. And not only that, I'm going to light her fire up. I can see that with my videos and stuff like this. My fire is getting lit with this. And it doesn't matter if I get no views. It doesn't matter if nothing happens. This is possible for every single one of us. Our fire is being in the presence of God. Being able to, for one, have peace in God, knowing that he has it all in control. Once you have that peace, you start to have joy and being able to be like, okay, God, I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. And you start to have passion too, because you want to do the works of God while we are here right now. It's not saying that we're just going to be lazy or anything like that. And you have love for everybody and for people, and you start to be able to spread that so damn powerfully, man. And it's just so amazing, because even after that, I went up to they do little prayer teams. And I went up to go to a guy, and I asked him to pray for me for being able to start my fire as much as I can, so that I could help, spread it to you guys, but then also to spread it to my people in my life. And he just prays over me. He prays this amazing prayer, and I can see how excited he is, man. Oh, man, it was just so amazing. And I really just took that into the rest of my day. I literally took that into the rest of my day. Here's, like, how amazing it is to be in the presence of God. Because I freaking... Oh yeah, I went over there right after the service. They have like this little area where you could play basketball, and I just like saw it. I didn't know if we could actually go into there, but I just went into there and I started like playing basketball. My girlfriend wasn't there, so I was just like enjoying the moment, enjoying being present with God. And it's about that, being able to enjoy the little things. I'm just there. I don't need nobody else to be there with me. It's just like, God, thank you for this moment. Like the air smells good. I'm doing all this, but then also you're not worried about what anybody else thinks about you when you're in the presence of the Lord. You're just happy to be alive. It's like they have all these cars passing by, and normally y'all know, if y'all play basketball, whenever you're about to shoot or do a move, you're worrying about like, oh, how is this gonna, like, did they see that? Did they see if I did I look stupid or anything like that? But no, I'm just enjoying it, having a good time, even wishing that somebody would come up there and I wish somebody would try to 1v1 me. That would be damn fun. But it's just being able to enjoy that little moment. And then after that, I go pick up some Subway for me and my girlfriend. I see that the dude that is making my Subway sandwich, he was kind of like a little bit on the more upset end. I don't know. He looked like he had something going on. And when you see that, you're able to see somebody in that state, and you're not taking it on. You're not like, oh, I need to have the opportunity to open them up, to make them feel happy or anything like that. It's just like I can see that, or like, am I not saying the right thing or anything like that? The little stupid things that we think about sometimes. But you're just like, oh, like I tried to compliment his beanie, whatever, I'm saying. And he was just like, oh, thanks. kind of like in a more upset way, but there's nothing wrong with that. And I'm able to just see like, oh, this dude doesn't want to talk. That's okay. I'm able to just stand at the subway, enjoying the presence of God and being there. Of course, it's still something I'm getting better at. I'm not perfect at it, but just being able to be there and saying, be still and know that I'm God. And like, I don't got to say anything. I can just be there. I don't got to get on my phone, and being able to enjoy that moment. And because of that also, when I was checking out, there was a girl, a DoorDash driver girl that came in, and she was wearing like the Santa hat. And I just tell her like, oh, I like your Santa hat. And she's like, oh, thank you. And I'm like, Merry Christmas. That's a small little thing. But because you're present, you're having the love, the joy, despite nobody can take that away from you. Any opportunity that comes up, you can spread it. It's the craziest thing, man. So if you want to be able to just have that, have the joy of the Lord, have the presence, get closer to God, put him number one, and getting closer to him as number one. What makes you feel the most in his presence, the most trusting of him, but also the most joyous, most loving of him? It's so powerful. It is going to change your mind. It is going to change your life. It is going to change how you show up every single day. And I'm wishing it for you because I know how much better your life is going to get once you start getting up on this. I love you guys very much, man. Hope you guys are having an amazing one. Hope you guys are close to the Lord today. I will talk to y'all in the next video. Let me know down in the comments below how close you feel right now and what you're going to do to get closer today. Love you guys. Peace.